Marketing Your Private Practice is a podcast where you'll learn easy to implement tips and strategies to grow your business without spending all day online. I'm your host, Colaiacovo, and I teach practitioners the Thrive marketing method to create simple and streamlined plans by focusing on long-term strategies, not just social media. Discover ways to spend less time on your marketing, attract more clients, and build the financial freedom that comes with a thriving practice. One where you have time left in your day for the people and things that matter to you. Hey, private practice heroes. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast today, where you'll learn easy to implement tips and strategies to build and grow your thriving practice without spending all day on social media. Now, today we're actually going to talk a little about social media marketing, but only just a bit, because I want to share with you the best way you can start spending less time on social. But only because if you do this, you'll start getting more results from the marketing that you're doing. And who doesn't love less is more tactics? I know I definitely do. I'm your host, Colaiacovo, and let's start digging into this one marketing tool that will become your path to doing less marketing and helping more clients. Growing your practice, which is something I know many of you want. So let's get you over to that place. Before we dive in, we've got to talk about that elephant in the room though, social media. Now, if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that I'm a big believer in the fact that social media cannot be the be-all and end-all of your private practice marketing plans. And yet, here we are talking about social media. But here's the thing. It's because social media is often the biggest time waster and time stealer that affects practice and business owners. And it doesn't have to be that way, not if you're efficient with your marketing. My goal here is to make sure that you understand the best way you can reduce the amount of time you spend creating content for your social media channels. This will give you time back in your day, time that you can use to work with clients or work on other aspects of your practice, aspects that directly affect your growth and success and your profitability. So just to be really clear here, I'm not saying you're not going to use social media. It's how you use it that matters. The majority of the practice and business owners I've worked with since 2008 have all had two main things in common as their top two roadblocks when it comes to marketing. Number one, they don't know what to say in their marketing content. And number two, they don't have the time to create and do all the marketing that they think they should be doing, especially on social media. And I'll bet if you're listening in today that one of these two issues are happening with you as well. That's why I want to help you develop a simple solution, because I know all too well that if you're taking too much time doing your marketing, you're probably not spending enough time working with clients. And client work is key to being a thriving practice owner. I know you want to help people. That's why you're in business in the first place. But when you help people, that's also your path to financial freedom, because your clients pay you for your services. Now, I am reminding you about this because I know so many dietitians, therapists, and practitioners who really don't like to focus on the fact that they make money by helping their clients. The reality is, though, that that is part of being in business. You do make money by working with and helping your clients. Or at least you should be doing this if your practice is supposed to support you. Otherwise, you have a hobby, not a business. Which, if you are running a hobby, that is perfectly fine too. We all have our drivers and motivation for doing our work. However, for those of you looking to make money and make a living from your practice, you will need to give yourself some grace when we talk about money and income. And you need to make peace with the fact that you do earn money from your services, from helping your clients. So if you're a practice owner looking to make a living and thrive from your business, then let's talk about ways you can spend less time marketing and more time helping those clients. Which now I hope you understand that when I say help more clients, I'm referring to you making more money by working with those clients. Marketing is the activity that helps you reach and find those clients, and that's why I want you to be doing some marketing. But I really don't want you spending as much time on it as you might be now. I want you out working with clients or doing other work that brings in clients. But if you're spending so much time on your marketing and not enough hours in the day with clients, that's a sign you're out of balance. And today's lesson is all about helping you bring that mix back into balance. And balance is key here. Social media marketing is only one part of your overall marketing strategy. But when you go about it without a concrete plan, that's when you'll find yourself stuck in an endless cycle of marketing that typically doesn't go anywhere. You'll spend more time on marketing than you do with clients, and that is not the way to build a thriving practice. How you build a thriving practice is based on several foundations for your success. One, you want to have your business and marketing foundations in place to support everything you do with your practice. This is all about having the client systems needed in place to work efficiently with your clients, things like onboarding systems, payment systems, insurance, health record systems, all the things that are part of how you work with your clients. You also want to factor in where you work with clients, how you work with clients, and then you're going to need to make sure you have your sales and marketing systems in place too. Getting clear on your messaging is the second key foundation and pillar of building your thriving practice. This is the one where you nail down and absolutely understand your ideal client and the services you offer them and how it helps. The fourth foundation for success with your marketing and your practice is having a content marketing plan that supports your sales and marketing plans and helps you achieve the goals that you set. Then you need to make sure you're connecting everything with the systems to make it all work and work smoothly. That is the way you're going to build and grow that dream practice you started out to create in the first place. But for many practitioners, what happens is that roadblocks get in the way of these foundations and these pillars that are intended to help you run and grow your business. Things that keep you from making them happen or just being inefficient with some of the activities and the tools that you should be using, or not even using the systems wisely in the first place. But we're going to change that and break down one of these main roadblocks when it comes to marketing. So we're going to start talking about that magical tool I mentioned earlier on. This tool, this one marketing tool that will help you grow your practice. Embrace yourself because you're probably not going to like it. It's having a consistent content plan. I know you've heard me talk about plans before, but I'm telling you, planning works. And a plan for creating consistent new marketing content for your specific cycle of new content that you set in place specifically for your practice is the key to making this work. And if you can't tell from that statement I just said, this consistent content plan is something that is unique to every practice. Because your plans, your specific things you're going to do, your activities for marketing and sales, they're different from everyone else. The same as your goals are different from everyone else. But this consistent content plan may not be exactly what you think it is. So I really want to clarify that with you so that you understand what it is and what it isn't. First off, it is not a plan for all the marketing content you're going to post online for your practice or your business. It is not that. That is your overall content marketing plan. A consistent content is a plan just for the new social media and online marketing content you're going to create from your regular newsletter or blog article. And you're going to create this for each time that you have that cycle where you create a new article. That's what a consistent content plan is. Now, that new article that you write, this is your anchor content when it comes to online marketing. And that is your consistent new content that you want to create and publish on your website. You're going to typically put it there either as a blog, or if you're a podcaster, it's going to be a podcast show notes page. And the cycle for this, your consistency, is going to depend on what you decide for your business or your practice. So you might decide this is something you're going to create monthly, or maybe you're going to write that new article every week or every other week, or even every quarter. Now, we could get down to like every 6 months, but I'm going to be honest, you probably just shouldn't do it if you're just going to write something every 6 months. If you really want to be consistent with your marketing and get results from it, at least quarterly. I'd love for you to really aim for monthly and work up to bi-weekly. But monthly would be my ideal for most people that are not consistent with this. Now, I do have a blog that goes into greater detail on what anchor content is all about, and I will link to that in the show notes so you can read that if you want to. The thing that is important for you to understand here is this consistent content plan is what is going to guide you so that you know exactly what social media and online marketing content you need to create every time you write one of those new articles. So not only will you know exactly what type of content to create, you're also going to know from this plan how much content you need and when and where you're going to publish and post it online. And this plan includes images, and if you're into it, videos as well. All of that content combined is your consistent content plan. And when you know and understand exactly how much content you need to create for your marketing for each cycle, that is what keeps you from creating more content than you need. Or if you're someone, and I don't meet very many people like this, but maybe you're creating too little content. Often I will tell you that most folks are creating way more content than they need, than less content. And they do this because they're trying to get the marketing to work. And the way most people try to solve this problem of their marketing not working is to create more and more content. Really, they're just hoping something will stick. But doing more of what's not working is never the solution. Being strategic is what's going to make the difference here. And your consistent content plan is a very strategic plan that helps you complete your overall content marketing activities, and it fills in the gaps in your main content marketing plan. Now, I know I've said the word plan here a lot, but please stick with me because I'm telling you right now, when you start to add on a regular and consistent basis this new content to the content that you might already have in your library of evergreen content, and that's content that's typically not dated or content that you can use and reuse many times over. Well, adding this new consistent content in, combined with your evergreen content, that is what is going to fill up your planner without overwhelming you and without having you create all sorts of extra content that is not necessary. The Thrive marketing method that I teach incorporates this type of plan that mixes in both new and evergreen content, because the new content keeps things fresh and updated, and the evergreen content that you have offers you another way to save time. But having that original consistent content plan is the path to doing less marketing and helping more clients. So I want to be sure you understand the importance of this plan. So let's review a few of the reasons, and I actually have 5 for you today, that you need to have a consistent content plan for your practice, because there's some real big benefits to having this plan in place for your business and your practice. And we're going to go over each one of these 5 reasons so that you thoroughly understand how this plan can help you save time and grow your business. So the first reason that you need a consistent content plan for your practice is it actually helps you improve the effectiveness of your marketing content. This consistent content plan will give you the focus needed on what type of content you should be creating from that new article. It stops you from creating random content, and instead you're creating purposeful and strategic marketing content. This is content aligned with your practice goals and content that has a purpose of helping you achieve those goals. It eliminates guesswork in what you should be creating and what you have to write and what you have to put together, and it ensures your marketing efforts are working towards your goals. Plus, the consistent content makes sure that you are publishing this content on your website, and this is content search engines are looking for. So when you publish that new content on your website, it gives you some of that added Google love, is what I call it. And what it means is the search engines start to recognize that you're there. And they may start showing your content to people, which is actually a way for helping clients find you instead of you chasing them down on social media. So improving the effectiveness of your marketing content is a key part in the reasons why you want to have this consistent content plan. That's the first reason. The second reason all comes down to time. You will spend less time creating your marketing content. I promise you this. The most significant benefit of having a consistent content plan is that it gives you those specific guidelines to follow. What content to create, what type to create, how much you need, how it's going to be formatted, and even knowing when and where it's going to get published online. When you are creating your content in this way, you're going to find that it takes you less time to create it too, because there's a very specific list for you of what you need to create so you know exactly where it's going to go. And this is something that I teach in the Thrive Marketing Academy, but I will also be hosting a free boot camp on this very topic, and I'll give you some more details on that at the end of this episode. The thing to understand is that having that guideline is going to help you save time. If you want an idea on how much time all of your marketing activities should take, be sure you check out episode 26 for ideas on a sample schedule of time to invest in your marketing activities for someone who does a monthly blog or newsletter. And I will link to that in the show notes too. The other aspect of saving time, and the reason, or one of these 5 reasons that you want to have your consistent content plan in place, is number 3 in this list. When you have this consistent content plan, you will find yourself having increased consistency overall with your marketing. So by regularly posting all your purposeful content, you're going to be establishing yourself as a reliable source of information for your online community, your online audience. And this is one thing that can help you stand out from your competition too, especially if they're not as consistent as you are. And that will all come from this plan. When your content is planned and balanced, there's a couple things it does as well. It helps amplify your message to the right people. It helps you convert that audience who sees it or hears it into leads. And it gives you an opportunity to engage those leads to turn them into clients. This consistent presence and engagement will build the know, like, and trust factor that we all know is so important to develop when you have a service-based business, when people are buying your expertise. So building this KLT factor with potential clients and leads increases the chances that they will actually choose your practice over other ones. So having that increased consistency can help you in a variety of ways when it comes to growth of your practice. The 4th reason that you want to have a consistent content plan is you will find that you're going to start getting better return on investment, or ROI, on your marketing efforts. The consistency is what is going to make your marketing work better. That consistent plan will help boost your return on investment from the time that you spend on your marketing, especially since you're going to find yourself spending less time creating that marketing content now too. When you put out high quality, relevant content and it resonates with your ideal client, you'll find yourself attracting more leads and more clients and increasing your visibility. This all leads to more revenue, more profitability, because you're finding more clients to help, more people to work with, people that are going to pay you for your services. And this all makes the time that you do spend on your marketing worthwhile. The beauty of all of this save time and marketing that's working to bring in more leads and even clients to your practice, well, part of the beauty of all of this save time is the 5th reason that you want to use a consistent content plan. It's actually going to give you more time back in your day. So you've got more time to engage and connect with potential clients and even paying clients. By having more time back in your day, you can change the focus of the activities you're working on every day. So now that you've got more time back in your week, your day, however much time you were spending extra on the marketing, now you can use that time to focus on other aspects of your practice, start spending it on the revenue generating aspects. You can start getting out there and connecting with referral partners and nurturing those relationships. Going out and talking to people once is not building a referral relationship there. You need to make time to connect with them on a regular basis. And you need to have time to balance your online marketing with your offline marketing too. So if you have more time in your day, now you can devote some of that time to those partners and those relationships that can drive referral clients into you. Or the other thing that you can do with that extra time, why not just change things up and shorten your work week too? Just because you have more time back, well, that doesn't mean every waking minute has to be spent on your practice. Maybe you're someone who has a limit to how many clients you want to work, and the added time back means you're going to balance that with time off too. Making sure the freedom you gain is both financial and just plain freedom to live. A consistent content plan helps make all of this possible by making sure you know every time you put that new article out and you have a schedule for it, that you know exactly how much content to create, what kind of content to create, when and where you're going to post it, how often you're going to post it, how you might reuse it, how you might be saving it, storing it, everything that you need to do with that consistent new content that you're creating. And when you do this, it's going to help you cut back on the time to do that marketing, but it also adds in a purpose and a plan for the time you are spending on your marketing. And this is where I find that most people use this plan and see the biggest benefit from it, because they're just not being random with what they're doing. And they know exactly what they've got to create. For me, I know that every time I do a podcast episode or a blog post, I know that we're going to create 6 pieces of content and 4 images that we create. And that content is all driven by the consistent content plan. We know exactly what to create, what kind it is, how to put it together, and the whole purpose of it. So it just saves so much time when you know exactly what you've got to be doing. And you're not just trying to figure out everything as you go on the fly. That always takes you so much more time to do, to create. And when it comes to marketing, less is more is really better for most practice owners. You just want to get to that place where you're not spending so much time on your marketing, not getting the results for it, and then you don't have time to work with clients and get people paying you to work with them. So your consistent content plan is an essential part of your overall marketing plans for any private practice owner looking to grow the business. So if you haven't already, I highly encourage you to take time and start creating a consistent content plan for your practice today. That is your action step from today's lesson. Get working on setting a schedule for how often you're going to create that new article, and then have a plan for how much content that you need from every article so that you have enough to be active on social media and active with your online marketing with content until the next cycle when you create that next new article. So if you haven't already, it really is time to start creating your own consistent content plan. Now, if you do want help with this, you are in luck, because if you're listening before March 21st, 2023, then you haven't missed the chance to join my next Marketing Momentum Bootcamp, where you can learn how to create your own consistent content plan. These boot camps are free to join, and in this one, you will be learning the steps to create your own consistent content plan. You'll finish this boot camp up knowing exactly how much marketing content you need and when and where to post it. You'll also learn the secret to creating less content than you ever imagined possible when it comes to marketing your private practice. So be sure and book your spot today at marketingmomentumbootcamp.com. Now, if you have any questions about today's lesson and you want to ask me something, feel free to send me a quick voice message at speakpipe.com/KathyC. This is Kathy Colaiacovo. Thank you for listening in today. Have a fabulous week. And remember to thrive in practice, This means having a consistent content plan to keep you on track with your marketing while reducing the time it takes to make it all happen so that you can get out there and grow your practice. You can find all of our show notes and resources mentioned at marketingyourprivatepractice.com. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram at pepperitmarketing and say hi. I'd love to hear any feedback you have, and make sure to rate and review the podcast and hit subscribe on your favorite player so you don't miss any future episodes.